What's up, y'all? We are back, and this is going to be like an Out of the Park Baseball 25 beta. So, review, I guess, or overview of kind of, what's going on with the new game. Just watched the trailer. It dropped yesterday. Recording this on the 13th. Also, my computer is not plugged in to the wall, apparently. Just so this thing doesn't die on me. There we go. So I just watched the trailer, and some pretty big, interface changes. I saw there was like BABIP and stuff, and it kind of gives you the full ratings of how you do it when you go into the editor, which is really cool. Also, the player development thing, which not exactly how I drew it up in my wish list video, but it's like a similar thing of being able to target certain abilities of players and stuff like that. So I just put in my key, have not started up a game yet, so we'll pop into a new game here. I don't know why the screen's so small. I hope this gets bigger when I open it, but we'll do a new standard game. I'll kind of sim through this probably. We'll just do a new game. Yes, I did see, I think this is the British League, and what did this say? Turkey or something? I watched the video. I forgot what this is. Is this France? No, France goes the other way. I don't know what country this is, but it's cool anyway, and they've KBO still. Obviously, they've taken out leagues that used to be there. Did that in last year's game, but at least they added a few more. It's cool. We'll add those in. We'll add in the partner leagues. World Cup baseball, whatever. I'm not going to do anything really with this save, just because I'm sure there's bugs. I'm sure people have already found it. The beta came out yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to look at it yesterday, but we're doing it a day late. Hopefully, we can delve into this. Maybe they patch something since the first day of the beta, but we'll see. This shouldn't take too long. I have a pretty good computer, so we'll just let it sit here. But yeah, really excited. It's been about a month since I picked up any Out of the Park baseball. I needed kind of a little break, and this is not a good sign. The fact the screen is so small, but we'll just do general manager. I'll pick my favorite team, the Yankees, and whatever. That's fine. I really hope the screen gets bigger. It looks like it is optimized for a larger screen. Okay. Whatever. I know how to play. So, this is a lot different. Probably have to change the amount of rows and columns. We'll do 3 and 3 columns. 2 columns? We'll do 3 columns. Sorry, doing this on the fly, but pretty standard. This looks about how it did it last year. These tabs seem a lot smaller. I don't know why this is so crunched in like this. I hope it's easy to see on like a phone if you're watching it on that, but this is going to take a little bit getting used to, for myself at least. But yeah, nothing really new here. I love seeing Juan Soto chilling on the Yankees. Yeah, so I did see this in the trailer. They didn't really announce this beforehand, so this is like really cool. They had BABIP and Void Ks, which obviously goes into your contact, and I guess these two make up your contact grade, which is really cool. I guess the default is over 80 ratings now, so let's see if there's any other new changes. I hate stars. Get that out of here. The show ratings max is now default. I'll keep that on there, sure. Then you can show BABIP on players' pages. That's awesome. Really cool addition there. Really small thing for like casual players, but I love that. Because you don't get to see that unless you go into the editor. So I always keep that on. Anything else new? I wish they just kept personality ratings default, but whatever. Okay, so here we go. Obviously, this is mostly all the same, except we go down to the development lab, and looks like you put a maximum of 20 players in the lab. I'll keep it at 6. We'll see how powerful that is, and we'll get into that in a second. I hope we can do it in the season, or I'll go to the off-season. We'll go into that, because definitely one of the things, a lot of new players that are looking to buy the game are going to see, is it worth it? Is this feature just a gimmicky thing, or does it actually work? So they still have deadline day. I'll be honest, I never really used the deadline day thing. You know, it's cool if you're playing live. I typically don't do live, you know, like sit through and make all my trades on camera. So it's not a huge deal. I usually just disable it, but ratings weight's all the same. We go to the league settings page. All of this pretty much the same. So it said new rules. I'm not sure what new rules they're referring to. Doesn't really look like there's anything crazy here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what new rule changes they made besides the pickoff thing. That's more in-game stuff. But that was also last year, so that doesn't really matter. That's probably all the same. Oh, they got Cy Young Award. Yes. Oh, that was always there. Never mind. They didn't do the Platinum Stick and the Great Glove. Okay, they didn't get rights to those. Anything else crazy? You know, probably some changes just due to last year's, you know, kind of improvement on offense between 21 and 22, which were pretty, you know, pitcher-friendly eras, you can call it. That was my boy Giancarlo look. This is going to take a lot of getting used to. You know, I mean, I've been playing this game for 10 years, and I've never seen, like, all of these ratings here. So, I mean, it's really cool, and I love it. And, I mean, nothing else really too crazy. The pitcher one looks pretty similar. Again, going to have to get used to this, but why is Garrett Cole so bad, dude? The guy just won Cy Young. He's 60 overall. I wonder if there's kind of a different way that they rate these guys this year. Like 50 is truly average compared to like all the relievers being 55 or plus. Now I'm kind of just rambling, but yeah, let's go into the player development. Is the lab is available, so that's really cool. Open during the offseason, preseason. Okay, so I think we can add people. So you know, let's just go into this and see what happens here. So a guy that I would definitely like to work on is Jason Dominguez. So let's see what he has available. Okay, maybe we can't do this right now. Okay, here we go. We have to put it over on this side. Okay, to view their programs, simply drag and drop them and press the plus signal. Okay, so we can't do anything until the offseason. So I'll do that next. So we'll sim a season, get this out of the way. Then we can go to the offseason and kind of see what we can do with this. Because all of this pretty much looks the same. There's now a player development tab. Thank you. So you don't have to go into the front office and click through. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's 2 clicks, but yeah, this is crazy how small this lettering is. I'm sure I can increase it, but let me see. I have to go to full screen? I don't think so. Font. What does this do? It did nothing. Okay, so maybe it's just stuck at this size. I hope it's not too hard to see. All right, we'll sim the season. If anything comes along, like trade deadline, anything new, we'll hop in. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview of the game. Looks pretty similar. There's a couple new additions, but we'll have to get to the offseason to see them. You know, I'm just going to refer to really quickly. I'm just on the page off camera of the Out of the Park Baseball announcement page. New roster rules all the way down to the low minors. So I wonder if they finally fixed the minor league system. Okay, you know what? This looks pretty promising. There's guys at reasonable ages, at reasonable levels. I love that. Yeah, I actually don't see anything crazy. Wow. Yeah, there's no one older than 25 in A-ball. Oh, there's a guy 28 here. But, you know, the default is pretty normal. These guys are 27 in high A. I mean, it's not perfect. And, you know, like McKinley Moore, I know they got him this offseason. He's pitching the majors. He's in high A. It's not perfect, but it seems a little bit better. I want to go through, put this all on My Coach Will Do Everything. I want to see where guys wind up. I want to see how the promotions and demotions go with guys who aren't in my system, guys who are in my system, stuff like that. Because, you know, those were kind of the big things that I had in my wish list of let's figure this stuff out at this point. So I do like the new colors. These are really pretty colors. It's very aesthetically pleasing, I will say. There's no more of that orange until you get down to like 35 ratings, which is pretty representative, you know. 45 to 55 is pretty much, you know, average-ish. But anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. Let's sim a little bit, and we'll come back. Before we go any further, I just noticed that minor league free agent signing releases, it's locked into minor league managers. Minor league promotion demotions is locked into assistant GM. Not sure why it's the case. When I go into commissioner mode, it's the same thing. I don't know if that's because Brian Cashman like has control over that. That's interesting. I'm not sure why that's the case. There's never been a problem. I could just be missing something. We'll see if that changes. I put it in commissioner mode. I mean, it doesn't change anything. That's very fascinating. That'll be something to monitor if you need, you know. I usually don't have an assistant GM, so they would have no choice to do that. But, you know, just out of curiosity, since I'm not really doing the save, fire Brian Cashman. It's still locked. Interesting. I mean, that's something I'd like to do myself, which is... I mean, I'm only the general manager. I'm not just the manager. That's weird. If anyone knows anything about that, let me know, because I'll probably be around looking around this. That's huge. If I can't control my minor leagues, you know, I'm going to be pissed. So, you know, if there's something on the screen that I'm not seeing, let me know. But we'll sim ahead, see what's going on. Oh, so I didn't even look at the catchers. They now have catcher blocking, catcher framing, and catcher arm. So 3 stats for the catcher, not just catcher ability. I love that. That is awesome. You can pick a different catcher archetype. So I wonder, like, you know, Gary Sanchez. I don't know where he is these days. He's on the Brewers. So, you know, he's not a good catcher or catcher blocker or catching framing. Trying to think of someone who's good at blocking, not good at framing. It's like Ben Rice on our team. So he's about the same in both. Trevino, I'm guessing, yeah. How about, like... also, the 40-man is only at 31 players. Hate that. That's one thing. You know, these 40-man rosters are never really right when you fire it up. Where the heck is Austin Wells? Is he not a catcher? Oh, he's okay. This is an outfielder. So wow, they do not think highly of him as a catcher. That's interesting. I mean, I know he's not a great catcher, but okay. So this is a little bit different. So he has a 645 in blocking, 40 in framing. So he's a slightly better blocker than framer. I wonder how that has an impact in game. You know, I think if you go back, a guy who's a 45-50 is probably not a 35 catcher. So I wonder how the actual catcher position rating is built out of these stats. That'll be something to monitor. Or is like a 35 catcher passable? or is this kind of archetype not? That'll be really interesting. I wonder, like, let's. I know I was gonna sim ahead, but I'm running into the stuff as I start. So like Adley, okay, he's good all around. Sean Murphy about the same. Let's go to install MLB players. We can go by catcher. Let's go by fielding ratings. All right, so there's some guys with some pretty big splits, like Yasmani Grandal. Oh, so it doesn't even, okay. It doesn't have framing here as a default. I'm sure that's just a bug, or they'll add that eventually. Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, there's some stuff here to clean up. When you go to catcher defense, I would like the all the ratings to pop up, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of guys who are great at blocking, bad at framing, or vice versa. Just from clicking around here. I guess I could just do this. All right, so I mean, Martin Maldonado, good blocker, not a great framer. Typically they're about the same. But there's not anyone like a 75 blocking, 50 framing. Anyway, whatever. That's just something I would like to have added. I know I can go and make a custom, I guess, view there, but anyway, sim ahead, keep going. All right, so we're here at the first year player draft, and we're gonna start just see how the draft looks. I'm semi kind of familiar with some of these guys. Like I know Travis Bizana, I think his name is. I know he's projected around top 3. Nick Kurt, same story with him. Our boy Mike Molinax. Oh, I like that. I like that they're showing, when you look over really quickly, it shows you their potential. I can't obviously point, but I'm pointing at the bottom line there, which is really cool. That's a nice little addition. Quality of life, so I don't have to click into these guys every time. Obviously, it doesn't tell you the full story. But it is a nice way to, try to quickly sift through these guys. But yeah, pretty cool. That's a really nice addition. We'll sim the whole draft. See how the signing goes. Pretty interested to see like what these guys demand. So Tommy White's one of the other guys projected to go pretty high in this draft. So. Looks like our guys drafted pretty under slot. Looks pretty standard. This guy is incredibly interesting. But yeah, that's the draft. I mean, nothing too different besides that one little thing. Because that doesn't show up under, like, if I went down to these young guys. Oh, it does. Okay, so, cool. So it does that for minor leagues as well. It does it in the major leagues too. I'm an idiot. Okay, well, it's still a cool addition no matter what. Even if, oh, also Baltimore. Yikes. What happened, guys? Thought this was supposed to be the year. What happened? New York Yankees in first place. I mean, I was looking at Anthony Rizzo. He's like leading the league in home runs right now with a .189 average. Not dissimilar to kind of what he was doing a couple of years back for the Yanks. We had 32 bombs at 224 average, but even then, he was a 132 to OPS plus. I gotta change my views here, but yeah, that's that. I also ran into this issue. This is like a completely useless screen. Your last game thing was like really big, so I tried to put the team stats rankings there, and then I don't know, everything got screwed up. But right now, this is a useless. I guess it's not completely useless, but I can kind of read what it says. But I don't know why it's so tiny. I think previously this was, maybe this can go up here. Team stat rankings. Same thing. Okay. So, I mean, I don't really know how to fix that. I don't know how to expand this down. Thought there might be like a drag button, maybe. I guess I could probably do this. Let's reset this. Yeah, so this your last game thing was really big. Tried to put my stats rankings here and maybe spread out the screen a little bit, and it just didn't work. I don't remember that being an issue. So, if anyone knows how to fix that, let me know. But yeah, we're approaching the deadline here. Well, I would like to see what kind of moves have been made. Let's go to logs, major transactions log. You know what? That's gonna be way too much. Trade log. That's what I wanted. I love this. There's not a ton of trades being made early in the year, which typically there aren't. You know, Texas trading for Zach Eflin in May, end of May. Not crazy. You know, only one trade made before May. I love that. That's typically how things go down in baseball. You know, there aren't a ton of trades until you get to like the mid-season point. You know, some May trades happen. I'm trying to think of one that happened recently, but I can't. But, you know, they happen occasionally. You know, none of these are like huge names either. Boy Namala, nice. Former Washington National. Frankie Montas. Yeah, see, these aren't like crazy, unrealistic trades. These are guys on expiring contracts or, you know, roster crunch guys. You know, Aroldis Chapman on a one-year deal. Wow, he's cracked. Holy crap. He had a good year last year, but it wasn't that good. I guess he was. I mean, he struck out 16 guys per 9. All right. I see you roll this. Kind of a piece of shit. And I did see the news that stupid picture that came out yesterday. I wish I didn't, but you know, let's roll this Chapman, I guess. But yeah, I like this. There's not a ton of trades being made, as there shouldn't be. Another, you know, minor thing is All-Star games and the All-Star rosters that come out. You know, you'll get like these weird relievers who probably don't deserve to make it. Looking at you, Dane Dunning. I assume Texas probably has another All-Star somewhere. Yeah, they got Marcus Semien. Colson Montgomery, good for you, dude. Dude's gonna be a stud. But I like to see a guy like Brock Stewart. I guess, you know, he did have a really good year last year, so it's not crazy that he would make it. But like Dane Dunning, why are you here? You've been fine. But, I mean, besides that, looks much better. And then we go to the NL. Just sifting through, see if there's any, like, crazy outlier guys. Looking at you, Tanner Scott. I mean, yeah, he got blown up the last few games, but, you know, he wasn't good to start the year. Maybe that's not entirely fixed. I mean, it's fine. It's not the most egregious thing I've ever seen in my life. I'd still play Bryce in right field. Mookie Betts listed as shortstop. Would never play him at shortstop, but, you know, he is going to play there this year. Maybe they'll update his ratings a little bit, make him actually be able to play there. James Wood, having a good year. But yeah, I mean, there's always outliers like that. You know, 6.4 ERA, whatever. Could be worse. Wow. Yeah. Call me a salty Yankees fan. Feel free. I understand. But how is Yamamoto, like, worlds better than Garrett Cole, who just won Cy Young? Like, ratings-wise. I mean, Cole's having a great year in his own right in the save. But why is Yamamoto, like, God? That does not compute in my head. You know, maybe it's all the colors. You know, this bright blue used to be like 70 plus. Now it's 65 or 60 plus. So maybe that's throwing me off a little bit, but yeah, Yamamoto is better than Garrett Cole. You know, hasn't pitched a single inning in Major League Baseball regular season yet, so whatever. We'll go up to the deadline here, see what happens. Then I want to get to the offseason after that, so we'll be back. All right, so we're up to the deadline. I mostly wanted to look at what kind of trades went down, if these make any sense, and you know, just quick glance. This is all the trades, like barely one page. And these all make sense. Like, you know, Luis Severino having a decent season, getting flipped to the Twins for a pretty decent prospect. A guy in a 1-year deal, or maybe, yeah, it's a 1-year deal. And are the Twins are in it. Twins are killing it this year, so it makes sense for them to deal. The Mets are middling, don't really see any sign of contending, so they trade him away. Makes a ton of sense. So Jason Adam, Nick Bitsko. You know, Jason Adam, good reliever. Bitsko, pretty decent prospect for the Yanks. Apparently not in this save though. For Kevin Smith. How'd the Yankees get him? I guess, okay, they must have signed him in the offseason. And Roderick Arias, who, people who don't follow prospects, and, you know, especially Yankees prospects, a guy in the lower minors, but he is one of, like, their top, potentially ascending prospects. They're giving him up for a reliever, decent prospect, and some cash. It's not crazy. Adams controllable through arbitration. Would I make this trade? Absolutely not. But I've definitely seen worse. And, you know, if this is the worst trade we see, that is a great sign. A couple minor ones here. Joey Gallo, Gabriel Gonzalez is a decent prospect. Yeah, for Joey Gallo. That's not crazy, although the Twins getting him back. I don't know if they'd do that in real life. Tyler O'Neill going from the Sox, who low-key they signed him in the offseason, or they traded for him in the offseason. A free agent to be for a reliever and a decent prospect. This is Taylor Rogers. Okay, I mean, these really aren't even bad trades. There's not a ton of big names being moved, which I also like. Tanner Scott got moved. Having a decent, or apparently an all-star year. Noah Miller, a good prospect, though. But that makes sense. Is that Josiah Gray? John Gray. Yeah, a guy who was a decent starter. Free agent to be after next year. Yeah, probably a salary dump there. Alex Wood for Jorge Ruiz makes some sense. Yeah, I mean, there's not even really any big names to report here. Okay, Andrew Heaney. Bryce Hubbard. Tanner Cooper. Okay, so a salary dump for Heaney. Makes sense. Last year of his deal. But the Rangers selling off. Nathan Eovaldi also getting traded for a decent prospect. So that also makes sense. Brewers in third place with a really good record. Rangers are completely fallen out of it. So it makes sense that they would sell. Tim Anderson. Still not a horrible player in the save. Got flipped for Christopher Familia. Decent depth piece. And some cash. Marlins way out of it. Yankees in first place. Yeah, so I mean, all of these trades, you know, nothing crazy. Let's sim one more day. Maybe some deals will go down here. Batter of the month, Juan Soto. Love that. Okay, so here's a couple of different names. Is that Trevor Rogers? Getting flipped to Tampa Bay for a couple of depth pieces, some minor leaguers. Pretty decent trade. Nothing to complain about there. And David Bednar, probably the biggest name that's been moved. He gets flipped for pretty good prospect. Another, if you squint really hard, you could see a prospect there. Tyler Miller. Oliveira is really nothing. So, I mean, a small return for Bednar. He only has a couple of years of control left. Maybe a little lean, but overall, not the worst trade in the world. But a lot of young guys. So, yeah, we'll go to the offseason here. I want to check out the development. We'll be back. All right, so I'm at the international, free agent showcase. And, man, what a beautiful quality of life thing I never would have thought of. Instead of having to go into this screen and then, navigate my way back to the other screen. Man, Adam right here. This is amazing. And this probably just works the same as how it did before. Run practice. Nothing else. Yeah, you can just run the practice. So nothing new, but the interface, man, that's amazing. Can't say enough about how great of an addition that is. I'm not going to completely guess at the game until I see what really happens here. So one thing I wanted to look at is extensions and how that works and how those figures look. Because I know last year when that game started up, it was completely, these guys were just getting crazy amounts of money. I'm trying to think of who would be extended. It's Gunnar, sorry. Gunnar. They have the Bobby Witt extension in? I'm guessing they do. He signed that pretty long ago. Yeah. Like the Yankees extend Soto? They didn't. Okay, well, that's really cool, honestly, because in last year's version, Soto would really never hit free agency. He'd re-sign with the Padres or get traded, re-sign with that team. I never saw him once become a free agent. So that's really cool. Hit free agency or at least go to the end of the year without an extension. So Gleyber Torres got locked up. Totally reasonable extension. This is about what I'd give him in real life. 5 years, 20-ish mil. What is that, 18 something in money. So that makes a lot of sense. Another guy. The Yankees don't have a ton of those guys. Do they lock up like Volpe? Yeah, no. Also, he doesn't have the right uniform number. Please fix that. I can't even think of anyone. The Orioles, I assume they didn't lock up like Rodriguez. Santander is a free agent. What about like the Rays locking up Junior Caminero? I'm just looking around for anyone that might have signed an extension. Looks like McClanahan made it back. Or no, he didn't. Yeah, he did. Oh, he's back for the playoffs. Also, just another thing. Well, why'd they nuke? I mean, I understand Ohtani's insane, but why'd they nuke his contact? I mean, he's not like the greatest average hitter in the world, but like, he's been rocking like a 270 average. I mean, I don't know. That contact rating seems a little low. You batted 239, which would be by far a career low besides the COVID season. I don't know. Interesting there. I guess they just probably wanted to nerf him somehow. Evan Carter. Honestly, it's hard to find guys that have gotten extensions, which is honestly probably a good thing because the extension thing got way out of control. Great players would never hit free agency, which they, the greats of the greats will lock up on extensions, but a lot of these guys like Soto, even Judge, like they hit free agency, and that really never happens. Well, I shouldn't say it never happens, but probably doesn't happen as much as it does in real life. Yeah, like Corbin Carroll actually got an extension in real life. Wow. He's insane. Wow. Kyle Tucker, he has another year to free agency. Could have sworn he was a free agent after this season. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Machado, they locked him up. Yanir Diaz is you're telling me he's the 19th best player in MLB? Okay. Strider got an extension in real life. Jordan Montgomery. Okay, so he got an extension. Pretty reasonable. He signed a 1-year deal. Okay, whatever. I can't find anything. That's good. You know, I don't even know who else has, like, young players. The Reds, maybe? The Reds give, like, Ellie De La Cruz an extension? Okay. I guess we could just see when guys hit free agency what's going on. But, yeah, we'll keep some ahead. All right, so a couple things to look at here. I guess we can go to this after. The first thing I want to do, this might just be a bug, but it says you'll have, whatever, $348 million to spend. Team payroll of $170 million. That just does not make any sense. You know, if you look at our accounting, our budget's going up, and our payroll was just at $230 million. We still have $77 million for extensions, or I guess this would be 51, whatever. So that number's not right, obviously. So not sure if that's a bug. Maybe there's just a miscalculation there, but figured I'd point that out. And then this is a bit concerning. So these are the top 10 prospects as of the offseason. This guy was a scout and discovery. 16 years old, insane. Obviously, he probably won't be this player, but he's there. And also this guy, Alejandro Molina, who is another insane scout and discovery. I have concerns. I hope these guys don't pop up, like, because, you know, there are scout and discoveries that happen in real life, but typically your top prospects are going to come from either the draft or international free agency, not just like, you know, I go out and scout these guys and sign them to these, you know, bring you into the complex and check you out, and they don't become top prospects immediately. These do happen in this game time to time. I'm aware of that. But the fact that there are two 16-year-olds in the top 10 of prospects, a little concerning. You maybe get one of these every like 10 years on your own team, and there's 2 in one season. I guess it makes sense when I say it like that, but whatever. I just hope that's not a huge, you know, those guys aren't popping up like crazy. But we're here at the offseason. I want to go to the player development and head to the development lab. So it looks like, what is this? Get rid of these guys. Okay. So we have the opportunity to add some of these guys. It looks like we got it. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that is definitely not just a fluke. Yeah, so this is a scout and discovery by us, and their 80 potential pitcher. Insane personality, by the way. But also, they changed greed to a financial ambition. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, okay, so they didn't fix the demotion promotion thing. Yeah, Jason Dominguez spent most of the season in AA and High A. Not even AAA. Like 10 games in AAA. So, you know, let's really hope they can get that under control. Here we go. Say I want to work on Jason Dominguez. Base running fundamentals, very easy. Takes 4 to 5 weeks. You have base stealing technique, learn per new position. Bunting drills, learn per new position is really cool. It's easy. I'm not going to do that, but I wonder like what that actually does. I'll try that out with someone else. But for a guy like Dominguez, I probably want to improve his outfield range. Give him a little bit more juice out there. Improve defense in center field. Let's try that with him. How about a guy like Spencer Jones? Not really the prospect he is in real life. Let's pop him in there. So we did a hard one for Dominguez. Let's do a really easy one for him. Base stealing technique. And then, let's go to one of our guys in the active roster. Let's go for like an older guy, see if that makes any difference. So Carlos Rodon. So adding a pitch to the arsenal. I got to try that one out. I bet if you throw like 5 darts at adding a pitch, you'll probably get one. But I could absolutely be wrong on that. Oswald Peraza. I don't know why I said his name wrong. Let's see. Let's try like an easy one for him. Let's have him learn a new position. And then I don't know. Let's get someone like 27-ish. Gotta have like Glaber. Let's see what generate bat speed does. And let's go to I don't know, Giancarlo. Have him improve his 2-strike approach. So I wonder if like work ethic impacts your success rate on that. I'm sure people will do studies on that, see what happens. But yeah, let's we'll sim through a couple weeks, see how Dominguez and Jones do, and Peraza, and we'll see how these harder ones go here. So we'll come back with the results on those. All right, so we have first of all a small update. Juan Soto won a Gold Glove in left field. Pretty crazy. Okay. I had a feeling something was off there. Yeah, I mean, I hope they fix that because I don't know what that's all about. Not the negative 11 zone rating. That's whatever. That's fine. But the fact that he won a Gold Glove and left, I don't need to go into that. But yeah, so basically we have progress. So Dominguez had a little bit more of a difficult one. It wasn't crazy, but it was hard. And he's excelling. That's good. I assume that means he'll probably improve his defense in center field. We'll see what that means later in about 1 to 2 weeks. Oswald Peraza, also excelling, learning a new position. That was an easy one. Gleyber Torres, excelling at learning a hard one. So I'm not sure exactly what these mean yet. In terms of like why these guys are excelling and some aren't. Spencer Jones had a really easy one. He's frustrated. I assume that means he won't improve his base stealing technique. Rodon had a really hard one. He's frustrated with trying to learn a new pitch. And then we have Giancarlo working his 2-strike approach. He's frustrated as well. So right now we're 50%. We had 4 ones that were hard or like very hard. And honestly, mixed results, which is what I would have expected. So we'll see what all this means in about 1 to 2 weeks. Come back and see how these guys improved. All right, so there's really a ton to dive into here. I missed something when I ran through the first time. First of all, Jason Dominguez. So this is pretty much where he was before. He might even have been in a 60 range, but he went up a ton after succeeding at the improving outfield defense thing. So that was his improvement. Spencer Jones didn't improve. That's fine. And Oswald Peraza. So they tried him out in left field, I guess. I didn't get to choose the position. but they threw him out in left field. He improved a bunch of ability there, so that's really cool. If you don't want to throw some guy into the, in spring training and have him do it that way, you can, teach him, and it's really quick, only a couple weeks. The thing I completely missed is a development tab. I don't know if this is available in the regular season. I'm sure it was, and I just wasn't looking for it, but it shows you how much he's improved, and you can key in on certain areas that you want him to have him improve. This is amazing. This might not be available in the regular season. That's why I didn't see it, or maybe I was just an idiot and missed it. Maybe I'll go back in the film and watch, but really cool. And it shows you their relationship with certain coaches on the screen too. This is awesome. This game looks really good. We'll have to see how it plays. But yeah, you can kind of see how all these guys are developing. Really cool stuff. And as for the other guys, Glaber's on track. These other two are frustrated. I assume that means they won't add their pitch. They still have 2 to 3 months. So with these other guys, though, you can throw 3 more guys in once they're done. So, if I want to do George Lombard, first round pick last year for the Yanks, I can throw him in, and the 3 to 4 months I assume takes up the entire offseason pretty much. And I don't know at what point that stops. So if you started them at the very end of the offseason, does this keep going into the regular season or into the spring training and everything? That's something we'll find out very shortly, but super cool. Anthony Volpe, let's improve his defense at shortstop. Let's see if we can have someone add another pitch. Let's throw Stroman out there. Probably use one. They hit a really good season. Oh, see, he can't even do that. So these are the only programs available for him. How about like a young arm? I know the Yankees don't have a ton, so that makes things a little more difficult. Will Warren, he's a good arm. Keep sliding over there. So he doesn't have anything available either. So maybe you can only add a pitch. You can only do this once in off season, because none of these other pitchers have that available either. Interesting. Okay. Improved defense at catcher for Austin Wells. Yes, that'd be amazing. And then, I don't know who else. Go to our prospects here and see who's at the top. We have Lombard. So I can do Spencer Jones again if I want. And I could try that. Okay, I can't try that out again. It's already been attempted. He doesn't have as many available either. So, okay, so I think I know it. Okay, I think I know what this is. So it doesn't carry over. So the 2 to 3 months you have to do at the beginning of the off season, lasts all off season, and that's why those really long ones aren't available. That makes a lot of sense. So that answered my question. Yeah, pretty much we can only the pitcher ones you have to do it at the very beginning. The hitter ones you can still do. There's some useful ones in here, but the really important ones you want to do at the beginning of the offseason. So maybe I'll improve Lombard's defense at third. I don't know. And how long does that take? It takes 5 days to become under assessment. And, okay, so none of those hit. At least you find out pretty quickly. Then you just have to sit here and wait until the clock runs out. All right, that's really cool. And we're approaching the Rule 5 draft. Another thing that I've had issues with in past games. But it has gotten better, I think, as time's gone on. So let's jump into this. 24th pick. go to all players. This is good. I mean, we'll see how it works out when you get deeper into the save. But these are guys you would expect to see in the Rule 5 draft. 25-year-olds, some first base 22-year-old types. 25 years old makes sense. Would I let this guy hit the Rule 5 draft? I'm not sure. Not crazy, though. It's no one really crazy. Where you're picking up, stud relievers. Jose Rano is 29 years old. Okay. I forgot how you say his name. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Basabe, I'm going to go with. I think Basabe is actually right. Could be wrong, though. But yeah, I mean, he played in the majors last year, and he's a pretty good prospect, and they don't have him protected. Okay, I mean, it's not horrible. Are these guys available to be signed? Okay. So yeah, the Rule 5 draft's not crazy, but it doesn't look like there's a ton. I mean, there's some improvement maybe, but we'll just have to see. A ton of guys got picked, which is good. That's really good. Nope. All right, so we'll keep Simon ahead. So I want to see what happens when Glaber improves his bat speed. We'll come back 8 to 9 weeks from now. All right. One small thing. Maybe not small. Juan Soto signed a 4-year deal, 33 AAV. Doesn't make a ton of sense. He would either do like the Carlos Correa thing, like maybe 5 years with an opt-out after every season, or sign a 15-year deal somewhere and basically own the franchise. I mean, it's not like he's coming off a bad year. Yeah, he missed a little bit of time, but, still had an awesome Juan Soto type season. And he signed a 4-year deal with not even high AAV. So, some of the contracts seem low. Willy Adama is not crazy, but Pete Alonso, coming off a really, can't even say a really good season. It was a fine season. Okay, this doesn't look as crazy then. But he almost got as much guaranteed money as Soto. 18 mil. I don't know. The Soto thing was especially bad, especially Shane Bieber did get the mega deal. A 5-year contract, 148 total, about 30 per year. I don't know. He probably deserved like a 7-year deal in real life. So maybe went the other direction of the contracts this season. Whatever. It can't be perfect, but it's only the beta. I'm sure some things will get fixed. Development, we have 7 to 8 weeks left, so we'll come back. All right, so this is pretty fascinating. Carlos Rodon went from frustrated to on track. And Dominguez is struggling. I don't know what the difference between that and frustrated is. Probably just means there's a less % chance of him getting it. And basically how this lines up is you can either do 2 of the short ones, which are the, 6 to 8 week ones or whatever it was, or you do the 3 to 4 month one. Of one of those. So I honestly kind of like this tactic. Do 3 of the long ones, 2 of the short ones. Maybe the long ones have better value. And yeah, this goes right up to spring training. So you could actually even add people in during spring. Whatever. You're kind of limited what you could do here. But learn a new position. Whatever. So Glaber is excelling. Rodon on track 1 day to go. See what happens here. Okay, so Carlos Rodon added a pitch. Just reading this. Evaluate the sinker as merely usable with potential to get better. Alright, so he added a pitch. It's not a great pitch, but it's a usable one, as our scout kind of said. What's that? This one I'm much more fascinated about. So bat speed is power. Like, expect to see an uptick in home runs. Do I need a sim a day? Doesn't really look like there was any scouting. Okay, so nothing really changed. There was an update that just came out yesterday. So maybe it was a rounding thing where, like, you know, he went from like a 52 to like a 58. It's still rounded to 55 somehow. But apparently we're going to see more home runs from him next season. Then Giancarlo couldn't improve his two-strike approach. It's going to get some getting used to, seeing the avoid Ks up here. It's going to take a lot of getting used to. Okay. I mean, I guess that's it. That's pretty much it. Well, Yankees completely redid their bullpen. Look at them. Yeah, I mean, that's I guess that's the beta. We'll see what happens before launch. Launch is in a few days now. But yeah, this is the game as of now. Everything looks pretty good. The Soto thing was a little concerning, but like, there aren't any other crazy bad contracts or anything. Nick Pivetta getting a ton of money, but he's actually a pretty good arm. I'd give him a 6-year deal, honestly. They got this guy who came in. The Yankees wound up signing. He's leading off for him. They also got Pete Alonso. But yeah, that's I guess that's the video. And, you know, we'll have some series to come. Let them clean up some patches and everything. And we'll let them clean up some bugs with the patches. And yeah, we'll play from there. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. First look at OOTP 25. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.